to today's video. And in today's video, I'll be basically giving my prediction for the 2021 Trump impeachment trials in the Senate. Now, first off, let me say this video will probably be short. Apologies for that. This is, I think, the fourth time I've tried filming this today. And although it's not very late right now, by the time I'm done with making the thumbnail and uploading it and everything, it'll probably be fairly late, and I also have a very important chemistry test tomorrow. So I will have to be trying to get this done as quickly as I can. So sorry if this video seems rushed. It's because it is. So once again, very, very sorry about that. Anyway, so for the convictions, first off, Maria Cantwell, Patty Murray, Wyden, Jeff Merkley, I don't know why I forgot his name. Padilla, Feinstein, Rosen, Cortez Masto, Kelly, Cinema's not really debatable. Shisha said she would. Ben Ray Luan, Martin Heinrich, Michael Bennett, John Hickenlooper, Mazie Hirono, Schatz, every senator up here. They're all Democrats. None of them are gonna vote against it. The only senators I could think that might are Maggie Hassan, because she has a potentially competitive Senate race, and she would want to get a lot of crossover support, although she would probably lose more Democratic support than she would gain. And potentially Ed Markey or Elizabeth Warren, if for some reason they were to decide they were to run for Massachusetts governor. I don't know why they would want to run for Massachusetts governor. But if for whatever reason they were to decide that they wanted to, then they might not want to. I mean, like, we could see Chris Van Hollen or Ben Cardin want to run for Maryland governor because, it'll be an open seat, and that would actually be reason to want to run. But honestly, that would be kind of pointless. I don't think any of them would probably win. Actually, well, they might. It would be close, though. But it would be kind of pointless. Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth. Tina Smith, Amy Klobuchar, Tammy Baldwin Peters, Stabenow, Casey, King. These are all Democrats. Except for King, he's an independent, but he caucuses with the Democrats. Joe Manchin, he's already said that he would, I think. Or Sinema hasn't exactly said that she would, but she essentially did. John Tester up in Minnesota. Or Minnesota, what am I saying? Minnesota, Montana. Tim Kaine, Mark Warner. By the way, Mitt Romney, he voted back in 2020 to convict. I don't see him not voting, to convict now. And then Sherrod Brown, and by the way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like the likelihood of, a conviction. So we're going to go start off with all the, safe acquittals. So, Mike Lee in Utah, Steve Daines in Montana, Kevin Kramer in North Dakota, Roger Marshall in Kansas, Jim Inhofe in Oklahoma, both Ted Cruz and John Cornyn in Texas, John Kennedy in Louisiana, both Roger Wicker and Cynthia Loomis, Cindy Hyde-Smith in Mississippi, Tommy Tuberville in Alabama, with Rick Scott and Marco Rubio in Florida, Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham in South Carolina, Marsha Blackburn and Bill Hagerty in Tennessee, Tom Cotton in Arkansas, Josh Hawley in Missouri, Mike Braun in Indiana, Rand Paul in Kentucky, and that is it. So now for all the likely convictions, and there are only two. Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins. Now, they both have issued statements saying that they're undecided or that they won't say until they vote. So, I think that at this point, it is pretty much safe that these two will. It's not 100% certain, so that's why I'm only going to likely. But it's almost a done deal. They are both pretty critical of Trump. They both dislike him for the most part. So, I think that there is a good chance that they, sorry if you hear background noise. I'm having, like, bad asthma, and I'm just, like, playing with my inhaler right now. But, Collins and Murkowski most likely will. Now for the likely acquittals, there's a lot of them. John Barrasso and Cynthia Loomis in Wyoming. John Hoeven in North Dakota. John Boozman, Roy Blunt, Tom Tillis, Richard Burr. Shelley Moore Capito. Both Chuck Grassley and Joni Ernst. I forgot to label Wisconsin. Ron Johnson's going to be safe. And that is it. So, not a whole lot of explaining to do. These two are both fairly moderate for the GOP. Probably when the 25 most liberal Republicans in the Senate. Hoeven, fairly, I don't want to say bipartisan, probably a little bit more conservative than these two, but still fairly moderate, I guess. I don't want to say fairly moderate, but not like Ted Cruz type conservatism. Whenever you go look up his name, apparently someone wrote him a letter to take a hard look, and there's some like news organization or something, I don't know, but there is a decent chance that he does vote to indict, but I wouldn't bet on it. I would say probably like a 5% chance that he votes to indict. Grassley and Ernst, those are fairly self-explanatory. Grassley has said that, I don't remember exactly what he said. Where is Chuck Grassley? It's one thing, according to the Constitution, to impeach a president, but can you impeach a citizen? Because now it's not President Trump, it's Citizen Trump. So, he's been, kind of bringing up the constitutionality of it. I still think that, he's probably gonna vote to, acquit. Ernst released a statement, saying that, Trump definitely had responsibility for it, but I don't think that any of them will, vote to indict. Mark Capito, Tom Tillis, and, Richard Burr have all been fairly bipartisan Republicans in the past, not Ben Sass levels, but still fairly bipartisan. So I am going to label them all likely. Now for the lean Democratic convictions, Sass in Nebraska, Pat Toomey in Pennsylvania, and Bill Cassidy in Louisiana. Now these three all voted that the trial should go through, and two of the three, Sass and Toomey, both voted that it was constitutional. I think that Cassidy, he said that he would vote, he said that, if we go look at this, exactly what his words were so I don't jumble anything. Bill Cassidy, I'll listen to the evidence and seek out as much as possible what the truth is and that will determine how I vote. And he recently, I believe it was yesterday morning, feels like almost 2 days ago at this point, because it was like Wednesday morning. Actually, well, I don't know. I've been trying to make my weeks go by quicker, and I did this weird thing that's actually made it work, so it doesn't really feel like terribly long ago. But, I know, it's random side notes like this that are just, like, very odd random parts of my video. So I apologize for these random, side notes where I'm just, like, saying things. But, they're on my mind, and I feel like I need to say them, whenever I'm making these videos, because I'll have things, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that was, I should, clarify that, and, yeah, now this is just going on a weird rant. So, I apologize for that. Anyways, that is what Cassidy did say, and then the other day, like I said, I think it was Wednesday morning, he said that he was, that the Democrats were doing very well, or that one side was doing very well, and we all knew, he was talking about the Democrats, I believe. I don't know if he exactly called them by name, but, he was meaning the Democrats, were doing very well, and that the Republicans were doing, poorly. I think that that'll probably influence his vote. He'll most likely vote to convict, because it was after him, doing that, so I think that that's pretty much a done deal. Next up for the lean acquittals, both Mike Crapo and Jim Risch in Idaho, Mike Rounds in South Dakota, and and Richard Shelby in Alabama. So both Crapo and Risch have both said, I believe, that they won't vote to. Oh no, actually they have. They've said that they would. They haven't. They're undecided or whatever. Senator Crapo is withholding comment until after the Senate conducts due process on the trial, a spokesperson said. So there's a good chance that he does vote to acquit. And then you go look at Jim Risch. As a juror in the Senate trial, Senator Risch will not commit to how you'll vote before its conclusion. If we go look up Jim Risch, I was looking up John Hoeven earlier. That's not how you spell Jim. There's no backslash in Jim. Who wants a backslash? Idaho Senator Jim Risch opposes impeachment trial. Both of Idaho senators voted against the trial for the former president. So I think that's fairly telling. But then again, just because they voted, okay, this is not the right map. That might have been the final map actually. I've been making a few of these maps earlier today. So that might have been a map from earlier. But Rish, I think that at this point, probably will vote to acquit. Same with Crapo. He's just saying that he's withholding comment, and I have not looked up his name yet. To see how he will vote, or to see any recent information on it. Let's actually go do that right now. Once again, not a slash. I don't think that's a backslash. That was. I'm trying to find anything. So Idaho senators, Idaho reps. Okay, that was a while ago. So not a whole lot. Letter Trump. He did get a letter apparently, like Hoven. I don't honestly see him voting to convict. And if you couldn't tell already, that's not the right map. That's not old map again. Sorry about that. If you couldn't tell already, the Republicans will most likely come out on top. Next up is Mike Rounds. He has said, I believe, that he will vote to acquit Mike Rounds. Where is he? The Constitution is clear that holding an impeachment trial of a former president, former official, or more specifically a private citizen is unconstitutional, and that the Senate should not go down this path. So he said that the constitutionality, once again, we go look up Mike Rounds. So 1 month ago he did say that a month ago he said impeachment trial Trump is a moot and doesn't see reason to convict. However, a month ago he also said Trump could be criminally prosecuted for his role in the insurrection. So he might be saying that he supports convicting him, just maybe not through the Senate. I don't know. I'm just gonna label it as a lean. And then finally Richard Shelby. Where is Shelby? I believe we need to wait and hear the evidence. If there's a trial, which would be my third as a sitting senator, I would sit as a juror. And as a juror, I would carefully consider the evidence presented. Now, there's not much on Richard Shelby as a lot, or there is a lot, but there's not much on his impeachment as he did announce that he would retire, so that's most of the information, on Richard Shelby. So, I think that even if he does do this, he is still pretty conservative. I mean, he comes from a pretty conservative state. Regardless of if he's retiring, he could still probably vote to quit. I think it could easily be a tilt, but it'll be close as to whether or not he will. But I will label that a lean. Also, I forgot to label James Langford in Oklahoma earlier. That's likely. It's not going to be, he's not going to do anything against it. It's just that the video's made him emotional. That could trigger something, but that's essentially it. I'm trying to remember. There was some. Okay, I forgot. There was one senator, and I kept on forgetting. We will talk about that later. So now for the tilt convict. And there's only one. So, and it is in South Dakota, John Thune. Now, he has previously said, if we go find him, John Thune. Our members, irrespective of what they might think about the merits, just believe that this is an exercise that really isn't grounded constitutionally and from a practical standpoint, just makes no sense. So if we go look up John Thune, though, that was not from the most. That's not how you spell Thune. Republican Senator John Thune says impeachment managers doing a good job of connecting the dots. So he seems to be fairly, GOP Whip Senator John Thune noted to reporters that it had been a traumatic day for many people. And if you go look through this, Thune is fairly unpopular, in the GOP. And the thing is, come 2022, there's a very good chance that he gets primaried. Regardless of how he votes. If he votes to convict, there is a very good chance that he gets primaried. If he doesn't vote to convict, there's still a very good chance that he gets primaried. Honestly, he's probably going to get primaried either way. He could try to make a last-ditch effort to stay in, I don't want to say last-ditch effort. He could try to make a last-ditch effort to appeal to Trump voters, and not get primaried, although at this point, I think it's pretty much, I'm fairly certain that he's going to get primaried. And as you guys can see, he said the Democrats are doing a good job of connecting the dots. I think that he is also, like I said, pretty anti-Trump. He's tilt conviction. It could honestly be tilt acquisition. Is that the right word? I don't know. It could really go either way. Now for the tilt acquisition, I guess. Nebraska, Deb Fisher. In Ohio, Rob Portman. In Indiana, Todd Young. In Alaska, actually, I'll talk about these two for briefly. Actually, hold up. Who's the last person? Other than Dan Sol. Okay. So it's Sol. Okay, McConnell. McConnell is tilting to conviction. I forgot to mention Jerry Moran in Kansas. He's already said that he wouldn't vote to convict. However, there have been information here or there that suggests that he may vote to, or he's already said he'll vote to acquit. There have been evidence here or there that he might vote to acquit, or to convict. This could honestly be a likely conviction, or acquisition, I guess. It's really online. But anyways, so going back to these four senators, again, I guess, for the GOP. Nebraska, Deb Fisher hasn't said anything, so that's a lot of where I'm getting this from, because it's just kind of hard to tell. It could be a lean. She's probably not going to vote to convict her. It could honestly be a lean. She just hasn't said anything, and that means that she's probably pondering it. Aside from Fisher, there is Rob Portman. Has said, as the trial moves forward, I will listen to the evidence presented by both sides and then make a judgment based on the Constitution, what I believe is in the best interests of the country. Doesn't necessarily have a Senate bid. He did say the trial is unconstitutional. So, that could mean something, which is why I'm going to label it tilt red. Todd Young, also voted it was unconstitutional. I don't have it up, and I probably won't go pull it up. But Todd Young did say that he will, what am I saying? Todd Young did say that he will, not that he will vote, but he essentially cited that at this point, that this is kind of crazy. I guess that's what he said. Not exactly. I'll go pull it up for you guys. I was initially trying to remember it, but I will just go try to pull it up. It's from I don't say maybe a while back. I don't know. Todd Young. Todd Young discusses impeachment trial, Capitol riots, and if we go find it, so he essentially blamed it on people not having jobs and their communities have been hauled out, and people feel subject to forces that are larger than themselves. Look, President Trump is not a private citizen. We have a new president who's sworn into office, and I think everyone is really eager to move past this, and I'm eager to work, yada yada. So that's essentially why I think that, even though he has said that he will, where is it? That he will, I'll be looking there earlier, the article of impeachment related to incitement. He'll most likely vote to quit. And then, is that it? I already talked about Fisher, Portman, Young. Okay, McConnell, he is Mitch McConnell. He voted those unconstitutional. Still very conservative. Although there is private information that he does want to purge Trump from the party. Or he has apparently said that in private. In that, or obviously the reason wouldn't just be that he dislikes Trump, is that he harms the GOP, not necessarily down ballot. Like, he helps them down ballot, but also harms them in ways. It's really weird. But, and also, he did say vote your conscience, which could indicate that he votes to indict, or I guess convict. But I don't really see McConnell. I feel like if he were to want Trump to get convicted, he's the Senate majority or minority leader, I guess. He's the leader of the people where the Democrats need to get the votes from. He could honestly just say, "I'm voting to convict. You should do it too." And then honestly, a lot of these senators would probably listen and do it. Not, I'm gonna say everybody, but he would be able to kind of lead this, and that could help them. Now the final one, and this is gonna be very close, is Dan Sullivan in Alaska. If you go find what Sullivan said, when a trial is conducted, I will be a juror and I will thoroughly examine the arguments and evidence presented, including any defense mounted by the president's legal team. And then if we go look up Dan Sullivan, the most recent article, unless one was uploaded since I looked at this, which is definitely a possibility. I'm looking for it. Just distressing and emotional. This presentation ended with a video of a police officer, Daniel Yada, Dan Sullivan, Republican Alaska, said watching the video. So, if we go click on this. Markowski, said that. Daniel Hodges, and they're saying that Romney said it was overwhelmingly distressing and emotional. I can't quite find where. Okay, that's very interesting. Chuck Grassley said, "Listen, you got to weigh all the information together." Senator Dan Sullivan, Republican Alaska, said watching the video reignited my anger, a lot of anger. So that is one thing. However, he is also still a Republican. And he also did vote not to proceed, and that it was unconstitutional. So I'm gonna nearly say it's a vote to acquit, although it really is a toss-up. So I would say probably the two closest votes, Thune in South Dakota and Sullivan in Alaska, and that is essentially it. So yeah, I know this video was still long, even though I was trying to make it short. Although in all honesty, it would have probably been longer had I gone out as normal. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for my next video whenever that may be, and I will see you all there. Bye.